We'll talk about the details of today's court victory and how it will change the outcome of the Ripple SEC case in this video. Yes, I believe that most people in the XRP world are still sleeping on this one. Going around the bend at the end of the movie, I also want to talk about something that is currently the subject of a lot of talk, especially about X and that. Will big businesses be interested in an XRP ETF? Guys, there's a story going around about tomorrow. There are rumors going around that big businesses are applying for an XRP ETF. That's what we're going to talk about in this movie on April 12th. So as always, make sure you watch the whole thing. Thanks to everyone who has liked the movies and subscribed to the channel. Your help is very important to me. Would you please take a moment to press the bell button to let me know you're there? Thanks a lot. Before I start this video, I just wanted to say that the automated market maker is now live on the XRP record and that we have already seen more than a million XRP. I hope you learned something from this. This is very exciting because when paired with the automated market maker, it will make the XRP ledger more financially stable and increase liquidity. Today is a very important day for the XRP system. It's great that this project is taking off. Live without bugs, time and people. I think that soon some really cool things will be built on top of this automated market maker. But for now, this is an important event. In order to move to the next generation of this system, we are adding new features and making more financial goods. Right now, I'm just watching the cash pools fill up. We will start talking about the bigger effects of this, which will create a whole new financial system and die world. My goal is to move the XRP system forward. Thought about the subject and quickly talked about it. I didn't really think about that until someone brought it to my attention. When I saw this for the first time, it was tweeted. It has to do with the gate. So folks, this really was released by John Dion in 2022 and it blew my mind. So I thought I'd let you know because it's one of the stranger things that I have seen and believe the XRP people didn't really pay attention to this tweet at the time it was sent. This tweet from John Delaware basically broke down a part of the Ripple SEC case that I thought was missed. That is, it talked about how Bill Hinman met with Ripple at the CC after he left. This really shocks me. Guys, it's crazy that Bill Hinman, who is now a private person, would meet with Ripple after leaving the SEC. Many people have voiced doubts about the gate, saying that this was just normal behavior and nothing out of the ordinary is happening. But more quickly than in the past, the facts are coming out, and I'm more sure than ever that what happened will have consequences. The sudden end of XRP gave Ethereum a free pass behind the scenes. The case from the SEC says is true. These kinds of facts, which we can't ignore, tell us that we are looking in the right places and that things will finally come up. It looks like every day more and more people are believing in gates. Remember that a lot of people called the XRP community crazy, and this was just a conspiracy theory, but it's starting to look like we were right the whole time. But I want to move on because I think this is going pretty well now that I've talked about something in this video that I was really excited about earlier today. This has been kept from the XRP community, so I need to bring it to your attention right away. As I've said many times on this channel, the main question in the SEC v Ripple case is what is Ripple doing now? We've already made all the important choices. We know that XRP is not a security and that most of Ripple's sales are not securities deals. On the other hand, I learned that some of Ripple's sales to certain institutions were in fact securities deals. That doesn't mean though that the XRP Ripple sold to those banks is a security. In a nutshell, the SEC is saying that Ripple should pay us $2 billion as a fine because it sold $700 million to institutions, and the judge said that those sales were securities deals. Just because they sold XRP to banks without telling the SEC is all that's stopping them. How much has the SEC grown from $700 million to $2 billion? I'm sure you have the same question as I do. We won't get into that right now. I'm more interested in figuring out how much of the $700 million the SEC will actually get. This is because the SEC is currently having a big legal problem and things got worse earlier today. Because of this, the SEC's main problem in proving Ripple's $2 billion debt is that buyers who bought XRP did not lose any money. In fact, most of them made a lot of money. Since this was the case, the SEC couldn't find any institution that was hurt by Ripple's XRP securities deal when it sued Ripple. The SEC couldn't find any people who had actually lost money because of this. This is a big problem for the SEC because we just now found out that the Second Circuit is quite sure for the Ripple SEC case to move forward, and the SEC has to show that the Second Circuit is better than the present one. This means that the current SIC case against Ripple has to follow all Second Circuit decisions unless there is proof that investors were hurt. We already knew this was likely to happen, but the crash of the Second Circuit earlier today made it official the CC won't get any money back unless they can find a real victim of Ripple's XRP sales. To put it another way, in other words, you don't have a case for getting any kind of warning, and the CC doesn't have a case for getting any of the $2 billion they want right now. This is pretty scary. The SEC has a big problem here, and I don't see how they could take this case any further when all they have to do is say that institutional investors were hurt without naming any of them. Hey guys, this is totally silly. It shows where the SEC's case falls short. That would be too much for me to say here. But this is only half the battle. You would think that by now we would have heard about any institution that had lost money on XRP if the SEC had found one. The case would have already had this information in it. It turned out that wasn't true, but let's make some guesses. In this case, everyone missed it and didn't know that the SEC would still have to show proof of that. The reason the organization was running in the US was that the SEC didn't have the power to charge if the sale happened outside of the US, and the investment had been hurt badly. The CC is having a total meltdown right now. I want to keep this case alive. People ask me every day if the CC cases are due this week. Why don't they just settle down? The SEC should have just said, you know what, we're being smoked. Let's move on now. Let's put all of our efforts together. Let us put all of our energy into the Unis exchange on Coinbase, but it's clear that we're not making the best use of our resources right now by trying to fight the Ripple people uphill. If this case had been solved by now, I would have thought so. The SEC has given out false information. For this situation, the SEC has not been able to make a strong case for what they really want from Ripple. This is yet another example of how badly the CC is not prepared. This legal case has flaws, but that's because the people making it are making it up as they go along and throwing everything at the wall to see what sticks. I'm not a lawyer, but I think Ripple will destroy them completely as they move into this sentence phase. It will cause a lot of trouble. We don't know what will happen, but it would be interesting to know what would happen if the SEC wasn't involved. I am surprised that there isn't already a settlement, but it is clear that the SEC has taken an illogical stance and has kept making decisions that don't make any sense. This should at least show how desperate the SEC is and how well Ripple's lawyers have been doing up until now. Guys, to finish up this video, I'd like to talk about the rumors surrounding the XRP ETF. Guys, all I have to say is that I will make an apology video if it happens tomorrow. There are many claims that an XRP ETF will be released and even more that the big banks are applying for one. We'll all jump off the roofs and yell that I was wrong, but I can assure you that it won't happen. No X account has access to any secret information about what will happen tomorrow, and no major institution will be applying for an XRP ETF. Why do I feel so good about this? Guys, it doesn't make sense for any institution to file for an XRP ETF while the Ripple SEC case is still going on. The institutions that are applying for ETFs that are very cautious will not want to take the chance. There's really no reason to do that right now because most of the institutions that would be submitting are afraid of making the CC angry by applying for one of these ETFs before the matter is settled. The Ethereum ETF for the XRP ETF is still being worked on. Guys, if these big companies were really thinking about putting together an XRP ETF, they would have let us know that something like that was in the works. We would have also seen activity on the chain that showed these companies were collecting XRP, and Grayscale would have probably already reopened their GXRP fund. Guys, I don't think we'll see it. We should have seen a lot of signs by now, but the most important thing is that it won't happen while the